The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The Paranormal View. The Paranormal View. The Paranormal View. Time now for the Paranormal View. The Paranormal View on the Para-X Radio Network with your host, Henry Foister, Craig Rupp, and Jeffrey Gould. The Paranormal View.
Welcome everybody to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. I am glad it's Saturday. We have a great show lined up. Unfortunately, our guest that we originally had scheduled had to cancel because of some emergency family problems that came up. However, we do have some great guests that's going to be here tonight, and not only are we going to talk paranormal, but I'm sure you're going to also get a big laugh. So we have tonight, I guess before I introduce them, I want to let everybody know, no matter where you're listening from around the world, that if you're not in here with us in the chat room and you'd like to participate with us, come on over to para-x.com, click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be in with all these wonderful people. And you'll be able to interact by sending private messages to Jeffrey or myself for questions for our guests. With that, tonight I want to welcome Jody and Kimmy from Rain Radio. So everybody welcome Kimmy and Jody tonight. And we have Craig with us. Craig's not in the chat room, but Craig is with us tonight because he's on an investigation and he's on with a cell phone, so he will be with us. And we have Jeffrey.
Hello, everybody.
So welcome to Paranormal View, Kimmy and Jody.
Thanks, Henry. Thank you, Henry.
Now, everybody knows that you guys have a show on the Para-X also. Mm-hmm. But how many people knows about Kimmy and Jody? So what I want Kimmy to do is tell everybody about yourself, where you live, and all about you.
Well, I'm a transplant Yankee. I'm down in Virginia now. I don't know how much I should tell because that always gets me into trouble. So do tell. Well, what do you guys want to know? I'm down in Virginia Beach. I found Jody probably, what's it been, Joe, about 3 years now?
Yeah, probably a little longer than that. Yeah, but about that.
Yeah. So Jody and I have been doing radio for about 3 years on and off, and we had a little hiatus and decided we're going to do this crazy thing again, and I found her and brought her here.
Was she lost and found or something?
I was hanging out in a box somewhere and Kimmy found. She let me out of the box.
I did. I know. No, you know how we did a little stint for a while, and then we were kind of like, yeah, okay, we're done with this for a while, and we went away for a while, and I don't know. Gave her a call and said, hey, what you doing? And she said, what are you doing? So we did this.
What are you doing?
How you doing, Kimmy?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Well, Jody, let's talk about you.
Well, let's see.
Careful, Joe. Careful.
Let's see. I don't know about me. Well, I'm from New York City, in case, people didn't know. No. Like, hello, can you tell the way I speak? Let's see. What about me? Wow, I'm not really that interested.
I know, right?
I'm into the paranormal, of course, obviously. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I like to consider myself a skeptic believer. I'm not quick to say everything is paranormal. I kind of try to find a scientific way to debunk it And then if I can't, then I'll say, okay, it's paranormal. I was raised a Roman Catholic, and kind of strayed away from that a little bit. So I'm on the fence about religion. I believe that religion is man-made. It all comes down to your faith. Kimmy likes to say I'm a strayga.
She is a strayga. She's such a strayga. She is. She's. I found her as a Catholic, and I turned her into a strayga. No, I can't take credit for that. But
You're
I'm
the
proud
one that
she
led
is
her
one.
astray, right?
That's okay. My original training back east was a combination of Celtic and Striggeria.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Now, Craig.
So when you were in New York, did you visit stores like Magical Child and Enchantments?
No.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, it's kind of weird that we're even on a show together because back in the day, like 3 years ago when we first started doing this, Jody, you were a little bit more Catholic then than you are now.
Yes, I was.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Yes.
And me being more of an occultist and being a witch and everything. I mean, who would have thought?
I know. But you know what? I think that's what works well with Kimmy and I because being that I still consider myself a Christian. I don't follow a religion like Catholic, Pentecostal, or anything like that. And Kimmy is not a Christian. I think we balance each other really well.
Take into account if you really pay attention to what Jesus taught as opposed to what religion says he did, it's very much in alignment with pagan concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't mess with anybody. Do it whatever you need to without hurting somebody else. But pretty much.
Exactly.
In a nutshell.
Now,
Now, living in the Big Apple, do you find yourself on a lot of cases?
Where I live, there are, yes, there are. I'm in Staten Island, and there's a lot of historical sites out in Staten Island. We have the Historical Richmond Center, which is known where they said, I guess back in George Washington days, they actually came over here and hung out and did whatever it was that they did, and that's known to be haunted. We have a lot of old hospitals, sanitariums that have been closed, that have been known to have a lot of spirit activity. So yeah, it's because Staten Island is just one of the boroughs of New York City. We're the smaller borough, and there are a lot more places. And so basically, that's where I've been on Staten Island, looking at these places.
It takes forever to get from one side to the other on Staten Island on that stupid freeway.
Yeah, it's a little congested.
Now, you find the historical place. Do you like historical places a lot better than, say, somebody calls you into their home? Or I'm a big fan of historical sites. I mean, just being there is just a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, I like both. I think historically, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's fun to see who's hanging around and what's going on. But I would also like to go into the sanitariums and homes and see what kind of activity goes on there. I think it's more diversified as opposed to historical. I find sometimes historical is just it's more of a residual haunting as opposed to intelligent hauntings like you'd find in a sanitarium or someone's home. And I guess, I don't know, sometimes I get a little ADD and may become bored, so I need a little diversity in my life.
Oh, that's
I do. I like to swing on both sides of the fence,
boy, both sides of the fence. I'm not touching that.
No. Oh, yeah.
It's best you don't, please.
Henry, be good.
Gee, Henry, what did you want to know?
Craig, Karen said to tell you hi.
What's that?
Karen said to tell you hi.
Go.
Oh, hey, Karen, how are you?
Yeah. Now, because I found out a little bit about both of you,
Uh-oh.
and I'm already getting questions from the chat room too, so I got to work them in also. But Jody, there's this one question that I have not heard the answer to yet.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
What is with the piano?
I I know, Henry, you love my piano. Isn't it smexy? Okay, the piano, my niece got married, okay? And I was a little drunk, yes. I was having a good time. And downstairs, in the lounge, nobody was there. And myself and my niece, we were all being silly or whatnot. And my niece was like, Jody, go on the piano. Pretend you're like, you're one of these like nightclub singers. And I'm not shy. I'm not shy at all. Maybe I should learn to be a little bit more shyer. So I jumped up and I started taking pictures. And you want to know something? Nobody was down there when we did this, when we started taking pictures. I got up on the piano and I had an audience. All of the freaking workers, the men, like the waiters and stuff, were all down there, like, kind of telling me how to pose and stuff. And I was eating it up. I was like, all right. I was like, I can do this. So, yeah, it kind of went to my head a little bit.
America's Next Top Model.
I was like, I had my 15 minutes of fame. When am I ever going to have a room full of men looking at me like that and clapping? Come on.
Wow.
Seriously.
Well, nothing like having an audience when you're taking the pics.
And I get it. My husband wasn't too happy about it. When I came back upstairs, he was like, where were you?
Uh-huh.
Downstairs with 100 men.
Yeah, you should have just told him you missed the show.
with your skirt or your dress really, really high up on your legs.
Now, I got a question from Bob, and he wants to know if Jody and Kimmy are in paranormal groups.
No.
No.
You guys freelance, kind of.
Yeah, we're independent.
Yeah.
That's the only way, Henry.
Yeah.
Well, I don't actually do investigations. I bring the spirits to me.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
You haven't never been on an investigation nowhere?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, not as a. I mean, I don't actively go out looking for it because I have enough going on around me that if I went looking, I mean, it would just, I don't know, be redundant, I guess, because.
Yeah, but you missed the fun going into the old places.
Who says I don't go in old places?
Well, that's what I assumed when you said you didn't go.
I didn't say I was investigating.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
You don't know what I do in my. He doesn't know what I do in my spare time, does he, Joe?
No, he doesn't. It's quite scary.
Henry, stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, I'm slowing up right now. So
I like investigating. I like it. I enjoy it. I was in Long Island. We did a haunted bar out in Long Island with a group, which.
See, what this is the part of the interview that we always go, oh,
I know, because they were I was investigating with I'm not gonna name. I'm not gonna say who the group was, but they were a well-known group. They were very, very well known. Maybe on break I'll tell you.
They were on TV. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, they were on TV, and we.
So essentially, you just have us sitting here tapsing our foot.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, we don't know how much legality would be involved.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
We just leave it at that.
It's kind of, yeah.
Well, we don't want you to get in trouble.
Right.
Okay.
So we investigated, bars out in Long Island and stuff, and I loved it. I thought it was fun using all the equipment and, sitting there and just trying to communicate with the spirits. And the few times, I felt nothing, and then there were times where I actually felt the heaviness, the oppression that was in the room, and it just felt like there was something there. I mean, when people say you can feel the hair standing up like on your arms and your hair, I mean, I felt that. So I can relate to when people say that. Was it paranormal? I don't know, because nothing fell off the walls or anything, but I definitely felt like there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It was cool. I liked investigating the old places.
Well, that's good. I do too. Matter of fact, I like to investigate anywhere. It's just the thrill of going in and doing it. It's like kind of fishing,
Yeah.
You bait the hook and throw it in. If something bites, it bites. If it don't, oh well.
Yeah.
But it's the thrill of getting to go and get your adrenaline going, kind of.
Mm-hmm. I'm sometimes a chicken, though. Sometimes I need Kimmy to, unchicken me, if that makes sense.
Suck it up, Blondie. Let's roll.
I know. I'm like, Kimmy, I'm afraid. And she's like, oh, Jody, stop it. You're not afraid.
Just wear big Pampers. That's all. You're okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
I got the...
Well, take into account that the physical manifestations of fear are identical to the same physical manifestations you have for happy excitement. And if you're excited about something, you feel the same little bit of sweat and palpitations if you're like standing in a tall building looking down saying, wow, this is beautiful, or on a roller coaster or whatever you find exciting, it's the same sensations you going into a dark building where it's reputed to have things that have been here before us.
Right.
Well, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay.
Because I really get off on trying to call things out and get a little bit on the darker side of things.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys do that?
You mean provoking?
Oh, not so much provoking. Okay, because Jody gets a little nervous because I do ritual work and I do some things on the darker side of the occult, and we've brought some things to surface that have gotten a little crazy. And I don't know. Do you guys do that?
No.
No, I've never done that.
Mainly, I'm not into, you might say, the occult or whatever like that. I mean, I've never done anything.
You guys have to come party with me sometime then.
Absolutely. Like I say, I hope you had a great summer solstice, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I did.
See, now Jeff is there with you, so.
Yeah,
I just got great results. Just treating them like they were in the room with me, like they were still alive.
Now, when you do things like that, are you bringing up just normal spirits? Are you bringing up something that we may not want to see?
Well, Jody, how would you answer that? We've gotten some pretty scary.
Let's just say that I run for my rosary beads every time, and I tell Kimmy, I say, wait, let me get my beads, my rosary beads. I need to say my Hail Marys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, does it chase you?
Just swing them around, use them as a weapon too.
Yeah, exactly. She gets her New York on, starts swinging the rosary.
I do, and I might get my New York on, yep. But no, it's been good. There have been a few times, like Kimmy and I, we remember that one time, Kimmy, we were on Skype, we were getting ready to do a show with a demonologist, and I heard this heart-wrenching scream through my headset, and I screamed. I mean, I was so frightened. And I go, oh my God, did you hear that? What the hell was that noise? And I started cursing. I was like, what the blah, 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 blah. Kimmy's like, what's the matter? What are you talking about? She did not hear this. And I'm like, Kimmy, are you serious? I mean, it was a screech that was went right through my head. It was like an electric shock.
Well, now, I know a lot of times on Skype, sometimes you'll be hearing voices that's not supposed to be on here. I have done that before, too.
Right.
I mean, it's something you can't make out what's being said, but you can hear something being said.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes it filters over. And to me, I look at it as being like a spirit box or something where they feed into it with their energy and actually comes through.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Now, like I say, I'm still getting questions from everybody, but...
Well, Nyla actually has a question. She's curious as to... what the ladies' respective first paranormal experiences was.
Yes, that's a good one. That was one that I had. So, well, Kimmy, won't you go first on that?
Wow. I guess it would have to throw me way back because I was brought up this way. I'm lineage. My mother was this way and her father was this way, and
so you was kind of raised with it to start with.
Yeah. But
you still had
talking to spirits were normal.
Yeah.
Doing rituals was normal. It just everything that everybody would probably gasp and go like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you do that," was the norm. So, probably the first time I ever actually connected with the spirit, I'd have to say I was probably 12 or 13 years old before I actually knew that what I was doing was actually making a connection. So I would have to say, wow, as far back as I can remember, but definitely by 13, I remember actually doing rituals to connect with spirit.
And was that when you did your first connecting? I mean, what took place?
Well, at the age of 13, it's just like coming of age, so to speak, when you're in that type of community. At the age of 13, you're raised that way. However, you are allowed to pick your path. At the age of 13, they say, which way do you want to go? And, you can walk away from it. You can go ahead and do your invocation to, accept it. Just kind of like I don't know, I guess, what do you guys do in Catholic? Catechism, whatever?
Or
Communion.
I think, don't they?
Communion.
Communion,
yeah.
something
so
like
that's
that,
kind
yeah.
of like that's kind of like our rite of way of passage at the age of 13. It's like, okay, now you've learned enough and you've been raised enough, and now we're kind of put you into a quote unquote training to do your own rituals and everything. So I guess yeah, that's when I kind of started doing that. And
So in your tradition, at 13 is when you start your year and a day of training?
I mean, yeah, so to speak. I mean, it's not really super regimented because I'm not a Wiccan, and that's like a whole different realm out there. Being a natural witch, it's just kind of like this is what we do in our family, and this is your lineage, and do you want to continue on this path? Because if so, let's let the training begin.
So you're hereditary. Your parents were witches as well and such?
Not my father. My father was Roman Catholic.
Well, okay, yeah.
My mother, you really couldn't say witch back then because that would be mass hysterica and craziness. But being Native American, she was more into the healing and the holistics and things like that. And it was only as I got older that it hit me that what she was telling me and some of the quotes that she used to say, like as above, so below, and speak, listen much, speak a little, stuff like that. I really didn't connect with that as being witch, so to speak, until I got older. And then as I started hanging out with witches and hanging out with more occultists and everything, I was like, oh, dang, I'm a witch. Got it. Oh, my God.
Is that why you got the broom for your birthday?
Exactly. And then I would say to my mom, yo, Mom, and then I would talk to her about it and everything, and she would just like kind of nod and kind of shake her head, a little bit like, shh, not a word. It's not a word to be said because you got to understand we're old and we don't, back then we didn't say that. Now it's cool. Now everybody knows.
Now everybody wants to be a witch.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times
Have you spent time in Salem?
I'm sorry?
Have you spent any time in Salem?
No. And I really, 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 really want to. And I think I need to go there. And my best friend that is actually in New Jersey has gone there many times and has brought me things from there. And we keep planning trips, but life gets in the way and we never actually make it there. But I would definitely want to go there.
Where in New Jersey?
Definitely go.
Oh, my friend?
Yeah.
She's in Rochelle Park.
Oh, kind of down by the shore?
Yeah, down by the shore, not too far from the shore. And yeah, so we keep planning trips to go there. We just never actually make it there, but I definitely have to.
Well, in my experience, a lot of people who are witches tend to tell people that they're Wiccan because Wiccan doesn't sound scary. Even though they're not actually Wiccan, they're actually witches. Because you and I know the distinction that witches are the religious aspect of paganism, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Whereas Wiccan is more happy, happy, joy, joy, fluffy bunnies, white lights, rainbows, and unicorns.
I am definitely not that.
So, yeah, like, Marla would never be considered fluffy bunny.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay,
That's okay. It's all good. I don't want to down the Wiccans because that's what you do and that's what you love. Go for it.
Yeah, and anybody can be a witch. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a pagan to be a witch. You can be,
You kind of do.
Well, not really.
Witches technically, are a polytheistic religion, really. I mean, it's like they say, all witches are pagans, but not all pagans are witches.
Right. But we've run into a lot of people that have said that I'm a Christian witch, and I mean I get that and I understand that because they're taking elements of,
right.
But that doesn't resonate with me.
right.
But if they want to do that, again, whatever you want to do, however you get there, it's cool with me.
One of my better girlfriends was a witch who, prior to meeting me, was really interested with some guy who was Jewish, and he was giving this big excuse that he couldn't marry her because she wasn't Jewish. So she, even though she was a witch, she deliberately converted to Judaism. And once that was all done, he's like, "Well,
Wow.
it's really, I just don't want to be with you."
Oh.
Like, oh yeah. So I said, well, then you were really converted under duress. You're not really Jewish. You're still a witch. And she admitted she's still a witch, but she considers herself a Jewitch.
A Jewish.
a Jewish.
And that's not a joke. That's actually how we refer to her.
Wow, I don't even know what to go with that.
Oh.
Wow.
I've got another question here from Bob. And he wants to know what Jody and Kimmy's scariest paranormal experience was.
Ooh.
Apart from being on the show.
Go ahead, Joe. I know what your scariest was.
I had like two. There were two paranormal. I mean, but these were personal paranormal experiences, not investigative paranormal experiences. But one of them, I lived in Queens for a while. And is that the one you're thinking of, Kimmy?
Yes,
Okay.
that was scary.
And I lived in Queens for a while. And in Queens, New York, they have a lot of old apartment buildings. I mean, they were built like during like World War II and all of that. And my ex worked a lot, and I had just had a baby, and I was home a lot, with my son, and a lot of strange things were happening. At first, I just became very depressed. I mean, I was very, very depressed and didn't understand, thought maybe, I just had a baby, whatever. But then strange things in the apartment started to happen. I started to have this odor. My apartment started to smell. It was like a really foul smell. And for some strange reason, I was the only one who was able to smell it. Nobody else smelled it. Everybody thought it was crazy. Oh, you're crazy, Jody, you're crazy. And then my son's toys started to go off. And, okay, yeah, the batteries would die or whatever. Okay, let's move past that one. But then I started to have these very, very strange dreams, almost hallucinative dreams, which I couldn't come out of. And I started to feel things touching me, tugging me. And my ex and I, we would fight constantly. And I would tell, my mother was the only one who would believe me that these things were happening. And she said, you have something in there. And of course, my parents are Italian Christians, you got to have it blessed and all of this and whatnot. And I didn't. And one day I was in the kitchen and I says, I have to get out of this house. I cannot stay here anymore. And I was leaning over the island in my kitchen, and it was very, very, it scared the crap out of me. But I felt a hand, move my hair, and I felt a hand go on my neck and like squeeze my neck, and a cold breeze like blowing on my back, and I would hear my name. And I heard my name, and that totally scared me. I grabbed my son, and I left that apartment, and I never, ever went back.
Wow. Now, was that your first paranormal experience?
That wasn't my first one, but that was
Her scariest one.
my scariest one. My scariest one, because that one I felt being touched. Like I said, I felt my hair. My hair was tugged, and I felt a hand on the back of my neck and squeeze. And when you hear something whispering in your ear, and it was that really, I needed the big girl panties for that day.
So what was your first paranormal experience then?
My first paranormal experience was, I was a teenager. I don't know, I must have been about 17 or 18 years old. And again, in my family, you don't mess, you stay away from like Ouija boards and anything that you're asking for trouble. And I know a lot of people out there think like, oh, Ouija boards, it's no big deal, it's how you use it, you have to protect yourself, so on and so forth. But I was hanging out with my friends one night in my friend's apartment, and they were using the Ouija board. I never used it. I was just an observer. And my grandmother had passed, I don't know, about a year before, and she had fallen down stairs. And as a result of falling down the stairs, she suffered a heart attack. But on her death certificate, it said that her death was a heart attack. So the Ouija board started to say things, like, and it started saying, don't be afraid, Jody. And I thought they were like, oh, you're moving it, haha, very funny. But then it said she died falling down the stairs. And nobody knew that. My friends, we were teenagers, they didn't know, my grandmother had fallen down the stairs. And it also said that, about another death. And my mother had a miscarriage. And that was another death, and it started to talk about that. It started saying a lot of things that I really, really don't want to go into. And I was scared, and my friends were just like looking at me like, whoa, Jody, what is this, what is it saying? What does that mean? What does that mean? And I became so afraid that I ran to the telephone in the apartment to make a phone call. And when I picked up the phone, it was like static electricity. I could not make a phone call.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just like total static. And needless to say, I ran out of there and ran all the way home with my tail between my legs running home to my mother.
Well, now, is that the point when you started to thinking that there might be something to this paranormal stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then I would start, my mother, was always like into it. She was always interested in, in the paranormal. She was always interested in numerology, astrology, all that, kind of stuff. But she also held her faith. She held her Christianity, and she was taught, you don't go looking for things. You don't go playing for it because you don't know what you're going to bring home with you.
Right.
And, so I told her what I did, and she was pissed.
Oh.
I almost got grounded, I was like punished. I was a teenager. She grounded me, She was like, what did I tell her? Italian, yelling at me in Italian. What did I tell you? I had to go to communion, go to church and get communion and get absolution.
Oh, you mean confession, right?
Confession, yeah. I had to be cleansed.
Yeah. Now, we're coming, matter of fact, we're already past break time. So we're going to take us a quick break, but I still have quite a few questions from the chat room. And if you have any questions, private chat them to me or to Jeffrey, and we'll get them right into Jody and Kimmy. Before we jump off the break, though, I want to thank everyone for listening from around the world tonight. We have listeners in the U.S., the U.K., Canada, Finland, and Kuwait. And I want to thank each and every one of you. If you're not here with us in the chat room, please do so. Come over to para-x.com and click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be in with all these wonderful people, and you'll be able to interact with us as well. And we appreciate that.
And we have noticed, Finland, that you've been missing for a couple of weeks.
Yes, we have.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And this is the second time we've had Kuwait, so appreciate that also. I think, Craig, you want to take us out for break, and then we'll be back in a little while?
Sure. I just want to say two quick things, Henry. Last week, my son got married, Corey and Sierra Rupp. Congratulations.
Congratulations, yes.
And I want to say hi to everybody in the chat room. I haven't been there in a while. Hope everybody's doing well. And with that, you're listening to the Paranormal View on the Para-X Radio Network. We will be right back.
Don't go away. The Paranormal View will be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. I
still have to wonder about axe-throwing dragons with that promo. Axe-throwing dragons? What?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen one. Have you seen one?
Not even any D&D campaign I've ever done.
Well, tonight we have Jody and Kimmy on from Rain Radio, and we're having a great time here. We aren't slinging any mud, but we are jumping into all kinds of things and finding out about Jody and Kimmy, which has been totally secretive until now. So if you have questions, come on over to para-x.com, click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be able to private chat questions to Jeffrey or myself for them, and we'll get them right over to them. Before we left, I was saying we do have some other questions from the chat room. And before I get to those, I want to let everybody know to stay tuned right after the Paranormal View to Joe and Tara Visions Magazine Radio. And tonight they have a EVP reveal tonight for last week's seance recording. And they have movie reviews of Pirates of the Caribbean and Battle of Los Angeles, plus a new column, Breaking Point, with investigator Gary Kanji. So please stay tuned for that, and you guys will really enjoy. Questions that I have now. I have one from Kat, and wants to know, have Kimmy and Jeff explain what a cult is. I think it has a connotation that most folks think of as being bad.
Actually, the word occult simply means hidden secrets in regards to witchcraft and such. Actually, occult is an astrological term. If you look up and see Jupiter's moons in front of Jupiter, the moon is occulting Jupiter. That's how tough that word is.
Wow.
But as far as say witchcraft or magic, occult simply means hidden secrets, meaning it's something that most people don't know, but that people trained in magical arts and such are made aware through their training, which is usually done through oaths and swearing. In fact, one of my metaphysical teacher's favorite stories, or one of my favorite stories he used to tell, was his teacher would say, "Do you solemnly swear not to reveal this secret I'm about to tell you?" And he says, "Yes." He says, and he would tell him this specific magical thing, and my guy would say, "But I already know that." And then he realized he was tricked into never being able to reveal that to someone else.
That's not fair, is it?
I know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I have another question here from Bob, and he wants to know if Jody and Kimmy's significant others have the same beliefs and interest in the paranormal, religion, etc.
Well, Mr. Kimmy, he believes, obviously, because he lives it every day. So he really doesn't have much of a choice. And I kind of make a little joke with Jody and Chris that I have like a cabinet. I have my office, and I have an altar room, and I have a cabinet, which I have a lot of my herbs and crystals and things like that in it. And he knows that cabinet's off limits. You don't go in there because, you know, you think you're getting an herb to put on your pizza. You may die. So, you know. So
got a lot of words and protections up, I hear.
Yeah, you know, no.
Excuse me.
No, because
Mr. Kimmy takes his life in his own hands every day.
Okay.
Seriously, because I don't know if a lot of people are aware, but hemlock is grown wild here in Virginia.
Oh.
And my backyard is full of hemlock.
Oh.
And
Now some people doesn't know what hemlock is. Why don't you tell them what hemlock is?
if you make tea with hemlock, you will die.
As
It's kind of
Socrates will tell you.
exactly.
Okay.
It's a very pretty little plant, and it's got a pretty white flower on it, and it is used in some ritual work, and it's just one of those things that you do not eat, you don't ingest, because it will make you very sick and or death will incur. But with that said, I have other things in there too. So, and he's a Catholic and not non-practicing. He does have his strong beliefs, because sometimes when I talk, I make him a little crazy, or we get in little arguments about it, because I always kind of throw in that paganism was here before Christianity, so he might want to shut his face, and and then we get in a little argument. And yeah, but it's all good. It's worked. It's okay. He goes in his corner, I go in mine when we get to that point, and it's.
Have you
it's
ever
all
heard of a movie? Have you ever heard of a movie called Lightning Bug?
No, I haven't.
It's a little independent film with Laura Poupon from the '70s show. And the lead's mom is this heavily born-again, fundamentalist Christian type, shades of Carrie's mom and all that. And she at one point just flips out, how dare he go out to a Halloween party, pointing out that Halloween is based on a pagan tradition. And under his breath he goes, yeah, well, so's Christmas.
It absolutely is. And May Day, pretty much everything. I mean, Easter, everything has its pagan roots, so to speak. If you want to look into it, you're going to find it. So.
But Kimmy, how do you end up with Christians all around you? I mean, look at you. Me.
What the hell is
Mr.
going on
Kimmy.
with that, right?
I know, right? It's like a pagan and a Christians.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, Jody. Why is that?
I don't know.
If one of y'all can figure that one out, write me and please tell me, because they're all around me. I don't understand. I think I draw them. I don't think I look for them. I think they come to me. Think about that.
Maybe.
Now,
Okay.
let's talk about a little bit about views that you might have on certain things. What are your views on shadow people?
Love them. Can I say anymore?
That was quick.
No, I mean,
Just to the point.
I've seen them, and quick little story. This is so cute. It's actually a cute little fuzzy moment story. My familiar, my kitty, passed away a few years ago, and Jody can tell you, I was more devastated than if a family member died. When my cat died. Oh my God, you could put me in the insane asylum. I went bananas. And I told my kitty, as I held him, as he passed, I told him, I said, if you ever want to visit, feel free, come see me, let me know you're around. And it was probably 2 days after he passed that I started seeing out of the corner of my eye just a little, like a cat-sized shadow. And it would dart across my living room. And it was kind of interesting because me and Mr. Kimmy were sitting in the living room one day, and he's kind of at this point, he believes, but not so much a believer at that point. And he was sitting there, and he jumped, and he goes, "Did you see that?" And I said, "I did." And he goes, "What the heck was that?" And I said, "That was Pa, my cat, my pawpaw." I said, "That was Pa." And he kind of didn't say anything, and he sat there kind of quiet. He goes, "Wow, that was crazy." And so then we started hearing, how cats rub against cabinets, and you hear their door kind of tap when any animal rubs up against a cabinet. You hear it kind of tap.
Yeah.
And we heard that in the kitchen, and it would just bring a smile to my face because I just knew that was Pa. And then I was in the office, and I used to have a little mouse that hung from a string in the middle of the doorway, and he used to play with it, and it used to hit the register and make kind of a metal sound. And even though that item's no longer hanging in the doorway, I would hear that sound. And it was just kind of reassuring, and that happened for almost 2 weeks. And my daughter was away at college, and she came home for the weekend, that particular weekend, and she was never real fond of the cat because the cat was my cat. And if anybody raised their voice to me, the cat would literally attack them. And it was kind of killer. He was my boy. And she came from the living room, and she had her hands full of a plate of food, and she was coming from the kitchen into the living room with her plate of food, and she acted like she almost stumbled over something. And she looked at me kind of shocked, and she goes, "Did you just see that?" And I said, "I did." And she goes, "What the heck was that?" And I said, "That was Pa." And she goes, "Okay." She goes, "Every time I come home to this crazy house," she goes, "all this stuff happens." She goes, "The cat needs to go to wherever the cat needs to go." and so at that point,
sleeping in your bed is where the cat needs to go.
I don't know.
If my first passed away cat had came back and stayed, "I'm still sleeping in your bed, buddy," then I'd have had no problem with that.
Exactly. So that went on for almost, I would say, about 3 weeks. And since then, I have not seen or anything. But he is also, this is going to sound creepy, and I know everybody's going to go, "God, she really is creepy." But I actually have a grave of my cat in my backyard. And yes, it does have a little stone, and it has the cat with the little wings on it and everything. So, I mean, he's with me all the time anyway. So I could never move from this house because I'd have to bring the cat.
Hmm.
Well, we've
the
had
exhumation is a little creepy, but yeah. Other than that, if I had the ability to bury my first cat Bast, I would have. I mean,
See?
He and I were partners big time, and I still miss him to death. Of all the cats I've had, he's always going to be my favorite.
we've had 2 cats that's passed, and both of them has been cremated, and they're in their own little tins, sitting on the shelf downstairs.
See, so I'm not so weird. Because
No.
y'all have
No.
dead cats there too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, I don't have any dead cats hanging around.
But
I've never seen a shadow. I've never seen a shadow person or a shadow anything. So I'm not sure what to make of him. And I mean, I was always taught that a shadow person was an evil mischief kind of thing that's just looking to cause problems.
I was watching one of the radio shows that had a video stream last night, and they had a minister who was the guest who believed that every ghost, spirit, anything that involved in a haunting is clearly evil and or demonic. And we
Right.
were just like, yeah, I don't think so.
Well, there were a lot of we were listening, I was listening to something earlier, and there are a lot of Christian, not all, but there are, some Christian religions, and maybe just not the Christian religions, but they also believe that there are no such things as spirits, that they are little demons who impersonate, our loved ones, whatever, who try to trick us into believing like it's your Uncle Bob, your Aunt Angie, whoever, and that they really aren't spirits. So everything paranormal that's going on is demonic. Do I agree with that? No, I don't.
No,
In fact, I'm so tired of hearing everything. It just seems like lately everything is demonic. Everybody has a demonic possession going on. It's like poor Uncle Bob can't roam the house anymore without being called a demon.
Reverend Tim Shaw in the chat room says UFOs are demonic.
They sure are.
yeah,
Everything's evil.
I don't believe that, even though I'm Christian and stuff. I don't believe that they actually read what the Bible says, or they don't teach what it actually says. And I don't believe half the stuff that they try and say, because I don't believe that when you die you go to heaven. And they can't show it to me in there where that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they go where the thief on the cross went to. They go to paradise until time when everybody's supposed to go be judged. So therefore that means that all the spirits from dead people are still here, wandering around. They're still here. You can't make them go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, if there is a heaven, Henry, I don't know. I think St. Paul is going to throw the key away and tell me, nope, you got to turn back.
I don't think so.
Strega. You're not allowed in here, Jody. Nope.
I don't think so. Now, I do feel I'm like you. I have never seen, per se, a shadow person. My wife Patsy has. She seen one night. She was going to close the door that leads to the basement, and just as she was approaching the door, coming down the walking down beside of her, she said was a shadow person, and she had to stop and back up to keep it from running into her, and it went right on past her. Now, I haven't never seen anything like that. I have, out of the corner of my eye, thought I saw a dog, and that was in a bar that we was doing, a pub, Irish pub, and they said one of the reports was there was a ghost dog there. But like I say, it was out of the corner of my eye. Could have been something move, and that's what I thought it was. So I've never actually, I can't say for sure that I have seen anything like that. I do know they say there's a lot of shadow people at Waverly. I've been to Waverly twice, and they'd be standing there saying, "Oh, you see that down there? It's going in and out." And I says, "I don't see what you guys are seeing. What I'm seeing is light coming in from the outside and trees moving, which makes it look like there's shadows down there." No, there's something down there. I said, "Well, let's walk down there and look." And the closer you got, when you was walking down there, you could see the trees moving from the light that was coming in and causing a lot of that. So I think you have to rule all that out in order for it to be an actual shadow person to me. I'm not saying that they're not real. I'm just saying that I haven't seen one.
Right. I haven't either. And, people gotta have to realize also, like, Matrix, like what you were saying, Matrixing plays into this, I mean,
Yeah.
you can see something, it's like looking at the clouds, the cloud, you can look at it and that cloud will form whatever, whatever, design or whatever, you want it. And, but like, yeah, I mean, how many times have people, I'm sure a lot of people have done that. You see something out of the corner of your eye, you shake your head and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
But
So
I wouldn't mind. I would actually, well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I'll probably jinx myself then. Probably wake up tonight with a shadow person hanging out on the side of my bed.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
Poking at you, poking at you, poking at you.
I don't know if that'd be cool.
Call me. If that happens, call me.
if I'm going to do something like that, I better have some Pampers.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. But I'm gonna say I like to try to debunk it before I say it's paranormal. I mean, I think you have to.
You do.
I think that's the only. In order to keep the paranormal real, I think you have to debunk it, and then that's what keeps the paranormal honest.
Right.
I'm the same way. On my one of the stories on my paranormal page on my website, I relate a story where we went on a very unofficial trespassing investigation, which we had heard had some kind of weird black shambling mound coming down a driveway at people, and we went. It was a bright full moon, and halfway up this really steep driveway, I finally looked up and saw what I realized, okay, that's what they were seeing. So what am I seeing? And by the time the other two guys started looking up, I had already deduced that it was the canopy of the fir trees blocking the moonlight. So we were looking at something solid coming out. We were looking at an indentation of darkness. And that, like you say, some people will say, oh, it's a shambling mound, they'd run away and swear to the Supreme Court about it, but otherwise, not so much.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people say, Jody, you believe in the paranormal, but you're so skeptic. And I don't think I'm that skeptical. I think, I need to be.
Well,
I need to be skeptical in order to keep it real.
You have to be. I think there's a lot of
we
groups.
have to be our own worst skeptics.
Yes. And I think there's a lot of groups out there that just wants to take anything that they get and run with it without trying to prove it one way or the other, just so they can say that they've got something.
Right.
I'm sure that there's a lot that's like that. Me, I don't know. You got to make sure that I understand what it says or what it does, and I want to see it.
Right.
So
Gotta see it in writing.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's
read
it.
the fine print.
Yes. So, what are your guys' views on UFOs?
They.
Essentially look up. Wouldn't that be the kind of view to see a UFO?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kimmy.
Jody, here's Jody's chance to throw Kimmy under the bus.
Uh-oh.
Every time the subject of UFOs comes on, and Reverend Tim will tell you, I just kind of go like, seriously? And I avoid it at all costs.
Uh-oh.
It's just one of those subjects that I just throw my hands up in the air and go, oh my God, really? Not to say that not to say that there's other things living out there on other planets or whatever. But are they coming here to visit? I don't know. And if they are, it's like until I see it, until one comes in my bedroom and says, "Yo, what you up to?" I'm just not going there. It's just like whatever. Ain't that sad?
Well, now, I've never seen one fly over my house or land out in the front yard or anything like that.
Everybody has their own views,
Yes. However,
UFO people might not like ghosts, or Bigfoot people might not agree on the same thing. But
hey, who's to say that there really aren't aliens and they're coming down here, and it's not really ghosts and spirits that we see,
that's
but
right.
it's aliens.
It could be. Yes, could be.
And a lot of theories is that a lot of UFOs might be interdimensional, not from other planets, but just within another universe just next to ours.
Parallel universe.
Oh my God, I'm going to take each and every one of you and just shake you silly.
Well, you're aware that
I'm just saying.
On a scientific level, when the Big Bang occurred, there were all these different dimensions, and like all but like 20 of them allegedly disappeared. So they're still out there. They're just at a different frequency that we can't perceive.
Of course they are. Next.
Okay.
What? Hey, this quantum physics here.
You picked the wrong witch to go there with.
Well, now,
I'm just pissed because if there really are UFOs and if there really are aliens, I'm just pissed that they could come, why are they so much smarter than us? It's not fair that they're more intelligent than we are and that they can come to us but we can't get to them. I just don't think it's fair.
Can they really be that smart if they choose this planet to visit?
Hello.
No. Yeah.
Where
else can you get a bunch of people to probe?
What happens if they're the ones that actually populated the planet?
There are a lot of
That's because they're not sitting in their TV 24 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
Now,
Okay.
Come to planet Earth where probing is acceptable.
You're dancing on the edge again, girl.
I'm always dancing. That's why I fall all the time. I got 2 left feet.
Well, essentially, come to the Earth, Sol 3, where you can not only decimate a cow, but you can have a barbecue afterwards.
There you go. Is that a southern thing?
It's gotta be. We Northerners don't do that.
Well, now, I've never seen anything but one night, many, many, many years ago. There'd been supposedly a rash of sightings around Daytona Beach, Florida. And I was working at my uncle's gas station about 10 o'clock at night. We was getting ready to get off. And we was, of course, watching the sky. And I seen looked like a star. It was how far away it was. And it was moving across the sky. Not real fast, but it was moving. And all of a sudden it stopped. And then all of a sudden I noticed 2 others moving toward it in the opposite direction, and come up to it and stopped and formed like a V. And all of a sudden all 3 of them shot off in a completely different direction. Now, that wasn't an airplane, wasn't helicopters, because it was just way too far away. What was it? I have no idea. It wasn't close enough for me to look.
It was a UFO, Henry.
Yeah,
It
well,
really
I
was.
don't know. I have no idea what it was.
Take into account, all UFO means is unidentified flying
That's
object.
all.
Doesn't mean it's an
And-
alien craft. It's something he couldn't identify.
Right. It was too far away for me to see. Where it come from, what it was, I have no idea. But I can't sit here and say that there is UFOs, and I can't sit here and say that there's not UFOs, because I don't have any data.
Mm-hmm.
None. And I think that's more or less, if somebody does see something like that it's a personal experience again, because lots of people supposedly is taking pictures, but I cannot understand how a camera never focuses and takes a good picture of something when it's supposed to be 100 feet away from them or something, So nobody's even gotten a good picture, so they can't prove it. Could have been a fake picture.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, even with don't they say, like, with UFOs, when one is like hovering over you or something, like your clock will stop at a certain time and like all movement will cease?
Well, there's all kinds of different theories or sayings, but I'm not sure that any of it can be proved yet. So,
Well, I don't like to judge anybody, but I'm not judgmental. So UFOs, who knows?
Jody.
Shut up, KimmiJae.
Okay. You guys asked us on, so
you need a disclaimer when you have Kimmy and I on. You
So I think-
I thought I played that. Didn't I play
No,
that?
you need a special
a
KimmiJae and Jody
special one.
disclaimer.
Oh, okay.
So I take it that if you're certainly sort of anti-UFO, that you would be anti-cryptozoology as well?
Oh,
That was one of the others.
man.
Go ahead and say it.
Ouch.
Hey, Jeff, it's a family show.
oh my god.
Very
what
much if they
it's-
listen to the
it's
episode
not-
of Friend from the New Jersey Devil Hunters come on.
Oy vey.
It's not that I'm anti UFO. I'm just kind of like, I need more before I'm even going to go there, because everything you see on TV and all these ridiculous shows that you have on about UFOs and everything, it's the same stuff over and over and over. It never progresses. It never goes anywhere.
Well,
So until I get something else, I mean, ADD, hello, that's me. You have to bring the new stuff to me, or I'm just done with it. I'm bored. Go away until you have good stuff for me.
I haven't never seen any actual evidence.
No.
Yeah. Oh, there was a crash in Roswell. Well, where's the evidence?
I know
prove it.
that is kind of questionable. I mean, I've seen shows like on Roswell. They say that they have like the alien bodies that were there, and like people were threatened if you ever open your mouth or take a picture. You'd be like executed or whatever.
I could believe the government doing something like that if it was real.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that more than anything. Yeah.
Until Will Smith knocks on my door, I'm not worried about it.
Okay. How about what's your view on orbs?
Oh God.
God.
Don't even. Orbs. I don't have a lot of faith in orbs. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't. I mean, not unless it's a. Oh God, how can I put this without being offensive? I think
Just go ahead and be offensive, Jody. It's what we do.
I just think a lot. People take a picture. You take pictures. You're going to get dust. You're going to get, bugs or whatever. Stop being so quick to say that an orb is a damn spirit. I don't believe it.
If you was a spirit,
What about? I'm sorry. I was going to say I have a photo taken behind the scenes on the student film I worked. And I jokingly pointed out that the reason it's not as cropped as it normally would is because there were orbs. And I just thought it was funny. And a friend of mine commented on one of them saying, okay, most of those are dust, but those two big ones are something I cannot explain after 25 years working in a professional photo lab. And you really close up on them, and they're color striated, and they have a different, almost an aura gleam, as opposed to a dust orb, which you just like, bleh, it's just sitting there like a coaster in the air.
No.
well, if I was a spirit, I wouldn't come back looking like a little orb.
Seriously.
I mean, it is
Now,
kind of,
It might have some sort of an energy to it, but I don't think it's a spirit.
Yeah, I don't think so. It might be, but you know what? There's energy all around us.
Yes.
It does.
Everything's
so
made
it doesn't
up
have
of
to
energy.
be spiritual energy.
Yeah.
And and who's to say? What? When you take a picture, you're not capturing, the energy. I mean, so why does it have to be a spirit? It's just energy, or dust.
I'm with you. I mean, Jody just goes off on her tangents, and I love it because then I can just sit there and go, ditto.
Okay. We are running right on fast. I think what we should do is take another quick break. Wow. Putting all kinds of thumbs down on everything.
I know. Thumbs down on UFOs, Bigfoot, orbs. Gee, what do Kimmy and Jody believe in?
I believe in you, Jody.
And I believe in you.
So, if you got questions, private chat them to Jeffrey or myself, and we'll get them right over to Jody and Kimmy. But I think what we're going to do right now is take us another quick break. So, I think we're going to let Jeff take us out, and we'll be back in about, 8 minutes, something like that. So, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, you're listening to Paranormal View on para-x.com with tonight's guest, the awesome KimmiJae and Jody of Rain Radio. So stay tuned, as after this break we'll have even more blondage.
More blondage. Welcome back, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. I want to thank each and every one for being here listening tonight. No matter where you are from around the world, we welcome you. And if you're not here with us in the chat room, please come over to para-x.com. Click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be right in with all these wonderful people. And there is a lot of people in the chat room tonight. Appreciate each and every one for being here, for listening. And if you do have questions, private chat them to Jeffrey or myself, and we'll get them right over to Jody and Kimmy. And
or Craig.
Well, Craig's not in the chat room. So,
oh, that's right. He's not really on Skype. I'm
right.
sorry.
But he
I'll
is
be
with
next
us.
week, Jeffrey.
Sorry, it's habit. habit.
Jeff or Craig is waiting on his new laptop to come in. As soon as he gets it in, he'll be able to take it wherever he goes. So he'll be able to be in the chat room when he's investigating.
Oh, I thought you were going to say so he could have music wherever he goes. But,
well, yeah.
Craig, what kind of laptop are you getting?
Sony Vaio.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've always used HP, but I've given up on them. So try something new.
Well, tonight we have Jody and Kim with us, and we've been finding about all the hidden stuff about them. I know we've dug deep and asked the questions that people are afraid to ask, afraid something might be thrown at them, but we're brave enough to do it. So
he's walking on the dark side with Kimmy and Jody.
Do you guys use any equipment like digital recorders, anything? What's your favorite piece of equipment to use when you do this?
Let's see. I would say a recorder. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that use all of this, fancy equipment and everything. I think sometimes you just see the basic equipment, your camera, a light, and your EVP, the digital recorder. I think you can capture a lot on that.
Right.
A lot of people like to use like the Spirit Box and what is that? The Ovulus and the thermal camera. I mean, I guess it's all good to have, but I mean, I don't think people really need to go and spend, an enormous amount of money on all those products. Just the basics.
Yeah. Get back to Scooby-Doo.
Seriously.
now,
I don't have much faith in the Ghost Box.
Mm-mm.
I don't, a lot of people, the Ghost Box, Spirit Box, whatever, you want to call it. I just think it's a radio with a missing wire.
It's radio with a missing wire.
I mean, it can catch any, it can catch any kind of signal. I mean, I might be wrong, that's just my opinion, and I've voiced my opinion on it, and I've been ripped a new one a few times because I don't agree.
Well, I feel if they can use the energy to say something, they can do it over your little EVP recorder just as easy as having to use a box to go through.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get all kinds of good EVPs just using my recorder. So.
What was really funny once, I interviewed Patrick Burns, and do you know he actually got EVPs on his BlackBerry? He didn't have anything with him at the time, so he thought, I wonder if I can get them on my BlackBerry. And he used his BlackBerry. It was the funniest thing, and he played them for us. And they were actually fairly good for being on a BlackBerry.
Well, now,
I watched him do that on the Queen Mary. Well, I was on an investigation with a group that Patrick Burns was part, and he was telling us how he was doing the BlackBerry, and he had the new one, and he discovered that the new one has the sound cancellation. So when you stop talking, it shuts off, like waiting for something.
Yeah.
He says, apparently the old one is the one I'm going to keep using.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they make phones and the BlackBerries and stuff like that has recorders on them. I know a couple of people that's done that, just use their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The technology's come a long way, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It has. I think the best way, though, gut instinct, intuition, that's just me. I don't need all the fancy stuff.
Now, how about dowsing rods? What do you think about those?
I know I've never used them personally, but I do know people that do have them and swear by them and love them. I think they can be manipulated a little bit too easily for my liking, but I personally have never used them, so I really can't give an opinion on that.
Wow. Well, Bob in the chat room, he uses dowsing rods all the time. I have seen them work. I would like to see them on a stand where you're not touching them to where they'll be working on their own. To me,
I would like to try them sometime.
Yeah. Well,
I was actually on a place, where dowsing rods and a EMF detector were used simultaneously, at the same time.
Right.
And when the dowsing rods, were pulling towards, I guess, the so-called energy, the EMF was also like right behind
Going
it,
off,
and
yes.
it kind of it it was there.
Yes.
You know, the Dow, like it confirmed. You know, the EVP showed, you know, a high EMF reading when the dowsing rods were going towards the energy. So, I mean, that was kind of, no, I'm not going to say weird, but that was kind of cool, you know, to see it, like, kind of confirm it.
So where, if you guys could go to investigate somewhere, where would you like to go?
I don't know. We always talk about Waverly, but I think Waverly's been done to death.
Yeah.
Yes, I get
yes.
it. Oh, wait.
I don't know. I want to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere really, really crazy. There's a insane asylum in New Jersey. Can't remember the name of it. Can't recall it right now. But I
If
think
it's the
I
one
would
I'm
like.
thinking of, it's been torn down.
Oh
In
man,
Cedar Grove and Verona border.
I don't know. I don't know. It's been on numerous shows.
Yeah, that's if it's the one I'm pretty sure you're speaking about. We used to trespass in there all the time when I was a teenager before I really started investigating. We didn't have any experiences in there, but we just like, wow, it's empty. We're not supposed to be here. How cool is this? But yeah, I just found out very recently that it's finally been torn down. Much to my horror, I'm very sad about that.
Well,
Are you talking about State Hospital, Kimmy? The State Hospital?
I don't know. Zach and the guys were there, and I don't know. There was like craziness going on there, and
Yeah,
I know it was in New Jersey. Everything in New Jersey is scary. So,
That's what
so
we
I
have
guess.
NJ.com.
That's what I need to do. I need to go. I want to go somewhere where there's been like mass craziness, hysteria. I mean, if I'm going to go in dark and deep, let's do it.
Might as well come to Hollywood.
Okay, Craig. What
Yeah.
place is close to them that you go to a lot?
What's that?
What place is close to you that would be close to them where you go a lot?
Gettysburg?
How far
Yeah,
away from
is that the
Gettysburg?
answer? Gettysburg?
Have you guys
Did you
been
say
to
Gettysburg?
Gettysburg?
Gettysburg, Antietam. There's a lot of activity there. A lot of death.
I can't go to Gettysburg.
Oh, why? You've been kicked
I'm
out?
not allowed. No.
She's been kicked out.
I've been kicked out of Gettysburg.
And you know what? It wasn't even the live people that kicked her. It was the spirits. They don't want her back.
Really?
No, I don't. Okay, everybody's going to think I'm just like this real downer or something, but the Civil War, boo. Ain't that
Wait,
terrible?
what?
I don't want to do Civil War anything.
Why?
It bores me.
Bored?
I'm a
Wow.
Jody, we're Northerners. We already won the war. Do we really have to dig it up again?
Well, take into account the North actually just invaded the South. It's not like the South started really anything. They just said, we're going to be on our own. The North said, oh, yeah? So,
Right, we came, we conquered, we kicked your ass.
Oh,
Anyways.
boy.
Well, I think
Here we go.
No, it really.
like that ever since.
Well, I think what Kimmy's trying to. I mean, it's like Gettysburg and all of that. I mean, I don't know, Craig. You like to interview those places. Do you feel as though there's a lot of intelligent spirits there, or is it mostly residual?
You're kind of breaking up. I didn't hear that. What was the question?
When you investigate like historical sites like Gettysburg, would you think that the spirits, any activity that is there, is mostly residual, haunted spirit activity, or is it intelligent?
Mostly residual from what I've experienced. There's a soldier from Maine who is still there now. I don't know how you feel about psychics, but I was there, and I did get an EVP. Actually, every time I go there, I get an EVP from this soldier from Maine who still believes that the battle's going on, and he's waiting for backup. He will not leave. And it's kind of sad that to him the battle is still going on, but he will not leave the wounded. He is still waiting for backup.
Wow.
Now,
So actually, Kimmy and Jody, you should have heard the show that Craig really went the distance on in Antietam with John Sobel, where our own Craig went into the river, the little river that they easily could have forded if they had thought of it back when the battle was on, and it got to the point we weren't sure whether or not Craig was going to be on the next week because
Well, I heard that show. That's where you did the live investigation.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard that.
Actually, John Sable's in here now. It was 94 degrees that day, and when I hit that water, I wasn't coming up until I was cooled off. So
I remember, I think it was John, and he was screaming like he was reenacting the war or whatever, and it was scary. I was like, wow. I was like, it was interesting. It was cool.
that's what he does. He calls it not investigating, but excavating.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody could see me because it was 10 o'clock at night. It's pitch black, and I was supposed to go about halfway across, get shot, and I did. I made the noise, and then I went underwater. Well, everybody thought something happened to me, but I was just getting cooled off. We'll keep that to ourselves. But
Sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you guys done the Buffalo Terminal?
No, well, that's in New York. Kimmy, I don't think Kimmy's going to travel to New York to do that.
That's way north. That's way
Right, it's
north.
at Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Where is
Buffalo.
it,
That's, no,
sorry.
I haven't. I haven't been up there. But
No.
there's a great place in Maryland called the Landon House. It's in Urbana, Maryland.
What is it called?
The Landon House.
Oh, okay.
Landon. Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Like Michael Landon, but not quite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Giddy up.
a lot of activity there.
I'm strange. I kind of like like I said earlier, I like the hospitals and insane asylums and, out here in Staten Island, there's a college, the Staten Island College, which used to be a mental retardation hospital. It was known as Willowbrook, and it was for the retarded. And there were a lot of bad things that were happening there. They have a laboratory in there called Basic Research where they would do experiments and stuff on the mentally retarded, kind of like State Hospital in New Jersey. And they transformed it into a college campus. And I used to work there when it was the mental hospital. And when I worked there, I wasn't really like into like the paranormal, like I am now. But there was some crazy stuff that used to happen when I was working there. Things that I didn't quite understand. I used to work, I was a kid. I was going to school and I was, working on the side. And I worked in the PX store there. And I used to work from like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, get there really, really early, to help set up. And I used to hear some crazy things, you hear voices and like things banging, and it was wild. It was nuts. So I would actually like to go back there, but like I said, it's now a college campus, so I don't know if I would, I would obviously need permission. But I would bet any amount of money there's a lot of activity going on in those old buildings.
Well, a lot of colleges and universities are very haunted. I went to Ramapo State College in northern New Jersey, and we had the land was deeded by a rich guy to be made into a college, and the mansion he owned is the registration building. The main college is like a few, about 20 or 50 feet away, but it's this beautiful Collinwood-looking, dark shadows-like mansion, and it's got several ghosts. And I've had friends who've seen full-body apparitions that they didn't realize they were seeing a ghost right away. They just thought somebody was coming in and looking in on them and going back out, and they went, oh, well, we're going to get in trouble because they don't know we have permission to be in here, and they went running right outside after this old man, and he wasn't there anymore.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Go ahead,
I've
Craig.
heard there's a lot of places in the Hudson Valley as well. I don't know if you have ever made it up north that far, but
no. I'm pretty local, unless I was going to go to a couple of other places, but things fell through. Things with family and whatnot, so I never made it. But
we're working right now on having a place up here in Middletown called the Post Town School. Used to be an old school, and it's supposed to be fairly active. So we're supposed to be getting that set up, I'd say probably in the next 3 weeks or so. So you guys are invited to come over if you want to do a school.
Ooh.
An old school.
We'll send Jody from the rain. Jody's our investigator.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yes. You see, that's what like with our show, like our the Rain radio show, is I kind of lean more towards the investigating, paranormal, demonic kind of side, and Kimmy likes the darker.
I want to take you in the underground catacombs of New York. Then let's party down there.
Underground catacombs?
Oh, there's a lot of underground catacombs in New York.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably things down there
the vampire
other
culture lives there, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, there's probably things down there that's not spiritual.
Well, before the vampire culture, you had things like the idea of the tunnels beneath New York City and all the bedrock was used in the TV series Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And Chud, but that's something else.
No, that's what I'm into. If you guys want to go occultist and let's go do some voodoo ritualistic type, bringing up spirits and stuff down in the underground. Let's do it.
Yeah, you go down there and burn candles and all that stuff.
Can't tell you if we.
Then you'd have to kill me, right?
Kimmy goes down with her cloak and dagger.
Absolutely. I just go down in New York with my dagger, above the ground or below, man. It doesn't matter.
And I go down with my rosary beads. Hey, Times Square is actually pretty cool. I love Times Square.
Yeah, it's all good.
But even riding the subway, man, in Manhattan, you're taking your life in your own hands.
What? That's how I traveled all the time. I preferred the subway rather than the buses.
I don't know. People are going to think I'm like spoiled. I don't do PT. I don't do public transportation.
You are spoiled.
I can't. I don't want people. See, a lot of people aren't going to be like, really, Jody? Wow, you're crazy. This is one of my issues. I'm a germaphobic. I don't like people. I don't like to be confined in a space where people are leaning over me, breathing their breath on me, and I can't. And then the subway gets stopped in the tunnel, and you can't breathe, and it's like, oh.
And you can't get out.
Can't get out, and it's just like, and you
You're
got the man next to you with a six-pack before he got on the train, and that's all you smell. It's just.
And we don't use public bathrooms either. Ew.
No.
Well, that I understand. That New York public bathrooms, no. Unless it's like one of the bigger, cleaner bathrooms, like in Penn Station or Grand Central.
Or like in Hyatt.
How would I get to like Coney Island and ride the Cyclone if I didn't have the subways?
Yeah, no, I agree, but I don't know. I don't know. I use my car.
So along with the ghost hunting equipment, you carry Germex.
Germex, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I guess I'd rather have a ghost sneeze in my face than a stranger.
Well, that's why you don't mind them grabbing you and breathing on your neck.
No.
That's just sexy.
It is. It's quite erotic,
It is.
And anybody who knows me, they know that, okay, Jody has this, like, weird little fetish or...
The succubus.
Yeah.
All about the succubus.
About the succubus.
I've never met any of those either.
And I've been looking on Craigslist all over, and I can't find them either.
I don't know, man. I know. You know what? Maybe we got to try eBay.
I think that's illegal.
Actually, eBay, people sell ghosts in jars, rings that have vampires or ghosts or succubi or incubi or all kinds of things on eBay.
I have a twisted fascination with it. I don't know.
And people buys that stuff too.
Yeah,
that's what makes it so
You
bad.
start your own little Zaffis museum.
Yeah.
And isn't that wild? I mean, I often wondered, when you collect haunted items, I know you have to do a binding on them, right? Well, Kimmy's actually the one who taught me that, because I had inquired. I said, you know what? I said, I know items. I never really bought into the fact that items could be haunted, but then I kind of changed my opinion on it a bit. And I said, you know what? But if you take someone's item that you think that can have an attachment to it, why would you? And I'm like, why would John Zaffis bring that home? He must have he must have a freak party going on in his basement with all those spirits.
I think he's got a complete building that he had built. He stores that stuff in.
I would love to actually visit that. I would love to go and see John Zaffis Museum.
Well, it's right up in Connecticut. It's not too far from either of you.
Yeah.
But by the same token, on his show, Haunted Collector, it implies it's just in his cellar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, boy, that is probably the last place I would want to put stuff.
Right.
In a cellar. I was just like, nah, I don't know about that.
And so I go to Kimmy and I'm like, Kimmy, oh, I'm like a little child. I don't understand. And she's like, Jody, they do a binding on it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
They use duct tape.
They duct taped it.
Witch tape, yeah. Get a witch bag, you put it in a witch bag, you use some witch tape, it's all good.
Now, what do you guys think of going to investigate graveyards?
I'm in a graveyard all the time. I love graveyards. I know. Kimmy's a freak show.
No, actually, I like graveyards too. I like to walk around the grave. I find it very peaceful and serene. I mean, but you know what? Of course you're going to get activity in a graveyard. I mean, it's a graveyard, but I don't know. And in the same breath, I kind of always felt it was a little disrespectful to the remains that were there. These people are there to be at rest, and let them rest in peace. And for us to go trampling over, their graves and walking around trying to stir up activity and to bother them, I kind of found it a little disrespectful. Some people disagree, and they're like, well, they're dead, and, the activity is there, so what?
Yeah,
I was actually thinking of saying, I was just going to say, it's as long as the activity is already happening and they're walking around, it's not like you're jumping up and down saying, is anybody home?
Right.
Exactly.
Now, at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, it's very well known that ghosts pass to and from between Hollywood Cemetery and Paramount Studios, which is right next door.
Right.
And they just pass through the wall, and people see ghosts all the time in different sound stages and such like that. So, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think you should go there to stir it up, but I think, like you said, if it's there and you feel something when you're there, I don't think it's an issue as long as you're not trying to be disrespectful and
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right. That's my whole issue. Don't be if it's there, fine, but don't be disrespectful and
Right.
try to call out the spirits and stuff.
Right.
And I don't believe that the spirit has to stay there. I think they can go wherever they want to.
Right.
They can go somewhere and come back if they want, or because
I mean, it's only their shell. I mean, basically,
right.
it's just their shell
that's
that's
all
in the
that's
ground.
there. The spirit has already been freed from the body, and it can do what it wants to.
Right.
Yeah, which would be pretty nice. I mean, just think you could travel anywhere in the world for free.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be? Oh, let me tell you, if I come back as a spirit, if I, I have a list of people I'm going to go pay a visit to.
Oh boy.
Me too.
I am going to be the meanest spirit. I'm going to be. No, I'm kidding.
No,
You've seen the T-shirt that says, "When I die, I'm going to haunt the f out of you."
Oh no, where can I get that?
I'll find that. I'll find that and send you the link to that.
Absolutely. And yes, I would wear it.
And yes, I would wear it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jeff, CC that to me, too, will you? Because I got a list.
Uh-oh, he's got a list. Everybody's got a list.
And then I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to start writing people's names on the shirt.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And if people walk by and they happen to see their name on their shirt, they're going to be like, "Oh,
crap."
Yeah, that's right.
And on the other side, you have, yeah, that's right, run.
Yeah, that's right.
You can run, but you can't hide.
That's right. I will find you.
See, I don't make up this stuff. People put this stuff in my head.
Oh.
I would have never thought of that. So thanks, guys.
Okay, Firefly wanted to know, are you going to come back as a succubus?
Jody
Hell
will.
yeah,
I will not.
I will. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm getting my freak on. I'm getting my freak on. Without any
Alrighty then.
What list am I on?
I'm going to pimp you out, Jody.
Oh, pimp me, baby. I'm there.
I'll pull around the hearse. Jody will get out. It'll be good. Yeah. All right.
I'll be like going to all the people I had crushes on and be like, oh, yeah, you and you and you.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, when you guys have done investigations, or I know Kimmy doesn't do investigations, but when you're out using your little recorder, what is some of the best EVPs that you've gotten?
I don't know, Kimmy. What?
Who, me? Oh, I have never gotten anything on a recorder. I mean, I've heard things,
Oh, is that
you
right?
know,
Oh.
but I've never gotten like EVPs because I don't do investigations. I mean, like if I'm just out and about, say I'm in a cemetery or something, you know, I'll get whispers and things like that, or feelings, you know, because I'm being an empath, I get more feelings than actual words, but I hear, I don't know, I guess like whispers, you could say.
Uh-huh.
But it would be mostly like a name or something. It's not like a sentence or, you know, get out or
Right.
anything like that.
I've heard like Get Out, like the Amityville House.
Have you seriously?
I've gotten like moans and crying, and actually I've heard my name being called, and which was kind of like scary, but I haven't really gotten any like really really good EVPs or anything. Like I said,
We got to go hang out with Zach and those guys because they get some awesome EVPs.
oh please, Zach is like.
Stop.
He's very cool. He's cool. You kidding me? He's the Mac Daddy of the EVP world.
We love Zach. Okay.
No, but I've gotten my name. I've heard moans like a growl, which was pretty which was a little freaky to hear.
Where do you get all the good stuff?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm going there and I'm looking for it, and like they're ignoring me, and you go ahead and you get the growls and all this. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. You know, it sounded like a growl. You know, I heard, like I said, my name being whispered. I heard moans.
I got a cow mooing.
You got a cow moon in you? What'd you say?
Mooing. Mooing. It went moo.
Oh, I thought he said he had a cow moon him.
Wow.
There's probably some of that too, but
I was like, wow, okay. You tell me where you went to see
tell
that.
me.
oh yeah. And I've had, I would say one of my first ones was at Fort Mifflin. I was in Casemate 5, and of course I didn't hear it till I was playing it back, but it was real faint, but it said, "Henry, help me."
Wow.
Yeah, I like to fell out when I heard that. So,
That would be awesome.
yeah, that was pretty neat. I've had my pants leg tugged before.
Cool. I've gotten my shirt pulled, like in the back.
I don't like being touched. I don't. I mean, it was kind of like, I don't like it. I don't like my hair being, I don't know what it is, but they like, maybe because I have long hair.
Yeah.
But they like to pull my hair.
Oh, I think it's cool when they do something like that. Let you know that they're there, and you know
Yeah.
that it's somebody, so or something, you know.
Something, yeah.
I've got to where I've got one where somebody's walking around, and it's just me in a room, boots on a hardwood floor, and the place was all carpeted. So I do have that. Nobody else is up there but me. So I've gotten some good stuff like that. And that was from an old farmhouse, which is no longer standing. They ended up tearing it down. Sad to say, but I really like to go there.
Now, do you think that, I tend to believe sometimes that sometimes there are spirits that are attached to just the land. I mean, like you
Yes.
can tear a building down and rebuild it.
And something's still going to be there, yes.
Yeah.
And I really feel that there's still going to be something there because this was a farmhouse that was 150 years old, and it had spirits in the house and also in the barn. When they tore it down, they saved all the old wood flooring because they're going to use it in the dentist office that they're fixing to build there. So they're using parts of the house where I think attachments were, and they're putting it right back in a new building. So I feel for sure that the new place is going to have spirits in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I don't know if I'd want that in a dentist office.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, now Tim, he was.
Well, essentially, being in a dentist's office, when they figure the ghost starts walking around, they just say, "Well, you know the drill."
Jeez.
Right.
next.
Yeah, Tim done that farmhouse with us, so he knows it was really active. It was real neat. They had a couple little girls that was there. They had an old sailor that was there. Not only had they heard things, but some of them had actually seen the full body apparition of them. So.
Now that would be cool to see a full body apparition.
Yeah, I dig that.
That would be.
I've never done that, but I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
My brother has. I haven't. And I had a friend over. I used to live in a very haunted house in Montclair, New Jersey, and at one point I had a psychic friend over from New England visiting, and we were alone in the house. And all of a sudden she goes, are we alone in the house? Because there's somebody walking around on the second floor. I'm like, oh, that's just our ghost. But I never saw her, and my dog and cat never raised a whisker about it, so I guess she was all right.
Our time is running right on by. If you do have a question for Jody or Kim, please send it along to Jeffrey or myself so we can get it in. We've got about another 5 minutes before we actually start winding down. So I think I've done pretty much went through most of my stuff. Would you? What do you guys think about the big, what I call big boxes, where you have to pay a lot of money to go to those places like Waverly Hills? Myself, I feel you can go to the less expensive places and get just as much as you can through the big, well-known places.
I agree.
I do too.
I agree.
I don't think you have to spend like the big dollar to get the experience. I mean, if you really want one, you can go just about anywhere.
Yeah.
True, but there are some places that are so active. I mean, I wish I could afford to go more often to the Queen Mary, because that's local to me. But by the same token, we have Linda Vista, and they had an event last night that it was $50, and I'm like, I don't have $50 right now. So I was like kind of stuck.
Yeah, but they also, they charge you, this kind of money, and you don't even get like a full night. You get maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah.
But, I understand that some places need to charge money for people to investigate, because that's how they keep the place operational.
Right.
They need to be able to maintain it so that people who investigate can investigate, because without charging something, then, who's going to pay for the upkeep and maintenance of these buildings?
But they don't need to make it all off of me.
I'm sorry, what?
I said they don't need to make it all off of me. I mean.
Oh, no. Right.
Well, they certainly proved that the other week, didn't they, Henry?
Yeah.
We don't want your kind out of here. Get out of here. Not enough people.
But yeah, I think there are a lot of like less, I mean, it would be awesome. I mean, you want to investigate Bobby Mackey, you want to investigate Waverly, the Queen Mary. I mean, but they're just, it's a lot of money. And I think that if you do go, with a group, you get like these group discounts, and it might not be so much out of pocket for you, but.
Yeah, but the only way to correct that is if people are going to pay it, they're going to charge it. So if everybody's really that opposed to it, they need just not to go.
Right.
Until they lower the prices.
Lower prices. Yes.
Yeah, the problem with that is they have to know that's the reason you're not going. If they just stop people showing up, they're like, oh, I guess no one's interested anymore. And then they shut it down altogether or something.
So you're gonna be taken for a ride then, just because to keep it open?
I'm just saying I understand the concept, but they have to be aware that it's actually a boycott as opposed to, wow, people just aren't showing up anymore.
Okay, so I guess we boycott. Everybody get a sign.
All right.
We'll go to Waverly, and we'll do the rain dance out front, and we'll just say,
put Jeff's
no, we
name
need to
on
pay
it.
this. Because you know, I will be there.
You see, I guess I'm kind of like, I don't want to pay the price, but I might end up doing it.
Unless there's long hair and guitars there and tight jeans, I ain't going.
Now they got a place up there somewhere. I'm not sure what city it's in, but it's the Stanley Hotel.
Oh yeah, that's in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
that's the
Shanley.
Which one is it there in New York?
Shanley.
Is it the Shanley?
Stanley.
Yeah.
The Stanley is Stanley Steamers. That's in Colorado.
Colorado.
Right.
And the
Yeah,
other one's
that's-
Shanley.
Right, the Shanley.
That's supposed to be active. I've never been
Yes.
there. Have you been there to it?
No, I have never been to
I've
the
only
Shanley.
heard about it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a very active place. That's I think that's by me, actually.
Oh, really? See?
Yeah, it's not far. It's probably 45 minutes. I've been
Yeah.
invited there many times, but I haven't made it yet.
Oh, there you go. Now we can get a Parax rate, and we can get a group and go there.
We should. I mean, that's in the Hudson Valley. I mean, that really is not too far. I can do it. It's doable.
See?
There we go.
Already got one. There you go. Bang.
Right.
There's another house that I think people like to go and investigate, that Lizzie Borden house, and I just think that that's just like a farce.
That's in Minnesota, right?
No, that's in
Illinois?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? Oh, okay. I wasn't
So
too far off.
essentially,
I was close.
you have an axe to grind about that place, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think like
Is
thumbs
it?
down.
Is it or is it not? Yeah.
I don't think so. Not.
You know, if you're really much more detailed, then it'd be a real hatchet job.
Oh,
yeah.
way to go, Jeff. Our time
Oh.
is just about done. I want to thank you guys for being on with us tonight, and I want you to stay on till after we're off, and we'll chat with you for a few minutes.
Okay.
But before that, I want you to let everybody know about your show, when it's on, who you've got coming on, and all your contact info and where they can find out about you and get in touch with you. So I'll let you guys do that now. How's that sound?
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, Kimmy, you roll with it.
Okay, Rain rocks every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Parax Network. If you have any show ideas or something you haven't seen on the show yet, we will get it for you at the Rain at para-x.com. Drop us a line. Probably Chris. We got to give Chris, our producer, a little shout out here. He's getting no love at all. Chris takes care of all of our rain mess, so get a hold of Chris, and he'll take care of that for you. Jody, what do we have coming up? Next week we have Andrew Brewer. He is the psychic to the rock stars. But in July, we're going to get a little bit darker. We're going to take you into the occult a little bit deeper. Jody, we won't mention names, but Jody got us a sorceress.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's going to be a fun
And-
show.
Have you got
A
the
sorceress?
have you got the cup
She's
and
a little
coffee?
saucy, so you're going to want to be there. And she's going to get us into the sanguine darkness of the vampirism a little bit. We also have coming up, Jody, do we dare say it?
Go on, say it.
We have a skinhead coming on for you guys, and we're going to get into that. And he's going to tell us all the deep and dark secrets of being a skinhead.
Shave your head.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right. So, and I don't want to go into too much because every time we put it out there a little bit, somebody tries to scoop us. So we're not going to tell you too much.
Put a little
But they
whipped
could
cream.
also listen to our pods, though, at what is the www.bewitchinghour.podomatic.com.
Yeah, and catch some of our old shows. You'll see Satanists on there, and yes, UFO people, and oh, I know, and yeah. So we got just about everything: vampires, witches, sorcerers, voodoo, everything. So just come on by, but just come in and see us on Tuesday nights right here on the Parax at 8 o'clock.
There you go. And I want to give Christopher a shout out too. He was here in Ohio with me when we did a thing last year, Fall Fest.
Yes.
Yeah, he was down there, and I was down there with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great producer. We love our Christopher. He keeps us in line as much as possible.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. As much as possible.
He keeps us from straying.
That's right.
Now, Jeffrey, I know you need a couple of minutes to throw yours out there, and Jody and Kimmy, we will have the podcast put up later on tonight, and you'll be able to go to Jeff's site here to do it, or you can go to the paranormalview.com and get it, or you can go to the on-demand button at the top of the chat room and listen. So go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to say my website is jeffgould.net, GEOFFGOULD.net. I'm also on Facebook, just facebook.com/jeffrey.gould. And also on my website, jeffgould.net/2011pnv.htm is the site where you can go to see our podcasts, and links to respective pages. For instance, this show will have its own page and sort of a write-up on sort of stuff we discussed and such like that. And you can also get your own Paranormal View paraphernalia on anything, shirts, hats, whatever kind of thing you can think of at cafepress.com/realbadgershop, all one word, REALBADGERSHOP. And if you want to read about my own paranormal experiences on my website, jeffgould.net/paranormal.htm. Go for it, Henry.
Yeah, Jeff does a real good job writing the show up. It's just like a synopsis of the show. He types the whole time we're doing the show, so you can go there and read all about the show and listen to the podcast when I get it up. So he does a great job. I want to thank everybody tonight for listening. Great job, Kimmy and Jody. Appreciate you guys being on with us tonight on such short notice. We appreciate it. You guys did a great job, and I think everybody loved it too. So
awesome.
We will be back next week, and we will have somebody else from ParaX. We'll have Sandy Peters on from Soul Chat. So that will be a great show for you to listen to and learn about Sandy. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Joe and Tara from Visions Radio Magazine. So, till next week, this is Henry Foister.
Jeffrey Gould. And Jeff Gould.
And we will see you next week, same time. Later all.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.